Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Black and Nerdy Tabletop. I'm your host, Zephonix, and today I am extremely happy because we now have access to Starfinder Second Edition on Demiplane. Almost messed it up for a second there. I kind of tripped on my words there, but if you guys don't know what Demiplane is, let me go ahead and explain it to you. Demiplane is your one-stop shop for all your digital tabletop needs. Just go over to www.demiplane.com and go ahead and make an account. It's totally free, and you can go ahead and make different characters, such as Marvel Multiverse role-playing game and Pathfinder and Alien Nexus and Daggerheart, as well as a host of other ones. In fact, the name of the list of the games are right here. And you may notice there's one game right here that we're talking about today, and that is Starfinder Second Edition. Now, you may think, hey, Starfinder Second Edition, Pathfinder Second Edition, that kind of that sounds the same. Well, yeah, it's made by Paizo, and it's definitely awesome. So go ahead and check it out. Right now, go ahead over to demiplane.com and click on games, and then click on Starfinder Second Edition, and we get to take a look at it. Now, let me go ahead and let you know, and this part is actually... I love this part. I'm going to be honest with you. I absolutely love this part, what I'm about to say right here. Starfinder and Pathfinder are backwards compatible with, well, wait, hold on. I said backwards compatible, but that's not exactly accurate. Cross compatible. Yeah, there is. So in other words, I can play a class from Starfinder in Pathfinder, and I can go ahead and play a character in Pathfinder in Starfinder. Now, the cool part about that is that I can flavor the class how I want to if I wanted to, but either way, I could definitely do it. So Starfinder takes place in like kind of a futuristic space kind of tabletop going on here. So that's actually really cool because we don't have a lot of space tabletops, and the fact that you can go ahead and use the same exact rule set for Pathfinder and play Starfinder is a really good thing here. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at what we're looking at here. So number one, we're taking a look at library, and this is where all the books are. So if you want to purchase a book, you can. Now you may notice that if you click here, you may notice that there are a limited supply of Starfinder books. But then at the same time, there seem to be two Pathfinder books. That's because this is a playtest. And the playtest actually, the official rule book is not out yet for Starfinder. But if you have the Pathfinder rule set, player core rule set, the remastered edition, then the rules pretty much adapt. So there's absolutely no problem. You can go here and play play Starfinder with the Pathfinder rules. Not an issue. So that's number one. So of course you can click on all sources, or you can click here, and these are the books I currently own here. As you see right here, the player core book, as well as two Starfinder books they gave me. And then over here on rules, this gives you everything that you need to use to play the game, such as classes, ancestry, heritages, spells, creatures, backgrounds, feats, items, conditions, deities, rules, familiars, animal companions, and traits. Now, keep in mind that for this particular video, we're going to be taking a look at classes, ancestries, and backgrounds. So let's start off with the classes first. So when you go ahead and start off with the classes, as you see right there, we have a great, awesome amount of classes going on here. Before I show off the classes, just an FYI, if you notice this is here, you can actually go ahead, click here, and click on Pathfinder. And if you notice, the Pathfinder classes actually show up. That's right. Once again, let me make that very clear. I can play a bard in Starfinder. I can play a cleric in Starfinder, or I can go ahead and go to Starfinder and play like an envoy, which this is actually what I will be doing, an envoy in Pathfinder, which envoy actually is so far one of my favorite characters, so I'm actually enjoying that. Speaking of envoy classes, excuse me, so let's go ahead and take a look at this, for example, here, since we're here, rather. So this is the class, the envoy, and we'll take a look at this one, the mystic. The envoy is kind of like a kind of like that leadership style role. Think of I want to say Han Solo kind of thing. He's able to go ahead, he's quick-witted, he's able to go ahead and give commands. All right, get on the ship, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Hey, take him out, then you guys can go ahead and follow up as soon as and on top of that, you get bonuses for him telling you what to do and you following it. And on top of that, more bonuses if I lead by example. Absolutely incredible. You got the mystic here, which is kind of like a healer slash buffer for your allies. You got the operative, which is kind of like your dexterity based character, specialized character rather. You have your Solarian. This is interesting. A Solarian actually fights with solar energy. Didn't think about that. Yeah, was not trying to wake up this morning and talk about that. I don't know. I figure, I mean, that's the last thing I would say. But yeah, apparently you fight with solar energy. Soldier, think of a Master Chief from Halo. This one actually, you got a nice armor set on, and you can be a soldier, soldier character. Very cool. Last but certainly not resembling anything least, you got your Witch Warper, which is kind of an intelligence-based character that deals in both timelines and possibilities. Think of, I want to say, the movie version of what's his name? The movie version of Doctor Strange. You know how he was kind of looking through and trying to find that one way to win and whatnot. So yeah, these are the classes. 6 classes so far, and there's more to come, but right now we just got the 6. That's fine. And then we can go ahead and take a look in the ancestries. Before we look at ancestries, let's go ahead and take a look at a class first. So this is the Envoy class. This is actually one of my favorite classes that I'm definitely looking to play. Keep in mind, for those who know how how Pathfinder works, Pathfinder has iconic characters, and this one has the iconic characters too. This one is actually one, I'm not very familiar with the lore and things of that nature in Starfinder, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. So let's take a look here. You got your, gives you, tell you about playing an Envoy, like what kind of consists of it. The key attribute, which in this case is charisma, lets you know that for hit points, when you start this class off, you got 8 plus your Constitution modifier. Then you're trained in perception. Notice how you're trained in fortitude, but you're expert at reflex and will. Basically, when it comes down to fighting the ultimate battle against the common code, I can will it away. I can actually physically dodge it. But once it hits, I'm pretty much in bed. So yeah, it is what it is. I have, I can use just about all weapons. I can go ahead and, I got light armor. I can use light armor. And the thing about it is that I can be trained in deception, diplomacy, or intimidation, as well as, I think it's trained in a number of additional skills equal to 6 plus my intelligence modifier. Basically meaning that if my intelligence modifier is 1, then I have 7 skills that I can choose from. So once again, really cool. Especially the way I like to play my character here. So also gives you a little look on what you would do if you're in combat, if you're in social situations, while you're exploring in your downtime. Gives you kind of 3 examples in your downtime. So really teaches you how to play the class, not only by a combat perspective, but by a, I would say, a, what do you call that? A social perspective. So really cool. And of course, naturally, all of your advancements right here. All the advancements. So at whatever level, you get all this. And then last but certainly not least, later on down there, when you go all the way down there, here's another version of the convoy. Did I say convoy? Is it convoy? Envoy. Convoy. That's it's Optimus Prime. Let me see here. Here's another one. So some good examples and some great art there. Definitely want to take a look at here. And on top of that, here's the extra feats that you can go ahead and get for your Envoy as well. So a lot of things going on here. And like I said, there's like 2 pages of these. So here are the ancestors. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up human for this one. Yeah, there we go. So we got our androids, which you already know what an android is. So there's no sense of going into that. You also have your Barathu, which are like jellyfish creatures that float in the air that can wield weapons. It's kind of awesome. You already know what a human is, I would assume. If you don't, well, I ain't going to say nothing. Kasata, which are like four-armed humans, like 4-armed humanoid aliens. Really cool. Lashutra, which are like aliens with like spots on the right and left side of their head right there with antennae. That's kind of cool. From a lore perspective, I know who the Panthera is. The Panthera are one of 2 alien, maybe even, I think as far as I know, one of 2 alien civilizations that were taken over by the Vetra, Vesk rather, excuse me, the Vesk. So what happened is they're not very happy about it, but yeah, they were actually taken over by the actual Vesk here, their particular home planet, whatnot. Then you got the Shriekreen alien bug kind of well, alien bugs. Obviously, you got to have an alien bug. I mean, you gotta. I mean, yeah. The Skittermancers is the second ancestry or race of people who were actually taken over by the Vex. So they're actually, these are called the goblins of Starfinder, but they're cool with it. They're like, yeah, they took us over, but it's good. We like helping anyway, so we helped them out. We got the Vesk, which are kind of lizard people. This is probably the reason why Starfinder, Paizo decided that they were going to make lizard people into. In fact, let's take a look at the Vesk as when we take a look at the ancestry. So, because I actually don't know about them. So this is probably the reason why Paizo decided to go ahead and make lizard people the main, for lack of a better word, antagonist in Pathfinder, because it kind of matches up with the Vesk. And then the Soki are little rat people. I love that. I don't know why I love that, but I do. So let's take a look at the Vesk. So this is actually the Vesk. I want to look at this because I'm hoping that we have some extra pictures of them going around here. This one's a soldier one, so notice the armor. Okay, so we got the medium size, 20 feet, which means they move about 4 squares. Attribute boost is Constitution and Strength plus a free one. Their attribute flaw is Wisdom. So this basically means that you're going to get a +1 in Constitution, a +1 in Strength, and then a -1 in Wisdom. I want to make it very clear, however, that remember, just because I say +1 or +2 like that, it works a little bit different than the way that D&D works. But if you really want to see a look at how to make a character, go ahead and take a look at our Starfinder video where we go ahead and actually make a character from scratch. Definitely take a look at that. And then it also kind of gives you kind of a little smaller look into the actual ancestry itself. Really cool. Low light vision. As a Vesk, you might, such as relish the chance to prove yourself in combat against a worthy opponents. That's actually kind of cool. Others will probably mistake your solecism for heartlessness. I can, yeah. So it gives you nice, like I said, plenty of information, way more information than other games. And then, of course, you have your heritages for the Vesk, which is like the Brisk Wanderer, the Night Stalker, the Platted, the Venom Thought, and the Warblood Vesk. So definitely cool there. And then at level 5, 10, 15, 20, you can actually get a ancestry feat. And you got plenty of ancestry feats to work here. I'm sorry, level 1, 5, 10. I'm sorry, level 1, 5, 9, 13, and 17. That's 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't even remember what that is. But anyway, no. It's level 1, level 5, level 9, level 13, and level 17. I apologize for that. So yeah, those are when you can go ahead and get the I know what that is. That's when you get attribute boosts at 5, 10, 15, and 20. I'm sorry. Hopefully, at this point, I've already made a mistake again. But this is the Vesk. So there you go. So you also have, last but not least, when you're making a character, you also got to choose your background. So I'm going to take a look at the backgrounds real quick. So you have plenty of backgrounds to choose from. As you see, plenty of them. And on top of that, you can go ahead and go here to filter, and you can go ahead and choose backgrounds from Pathfinder as well. So once again, plenty of stuff to choose from. Now, it may be a little tougher to go ahead and choose a background from Pathfinder from Starfinder to Pathfinder. And the reason that being is because, think about it for a second. How are you going to be a vid gamer in a world of magic and sorcery? Oh, no. You know what I said out loud, but let's read it and see what it does. So it says vid gamer. Gaming is more than a hobby for you. Whether you're a professional player, game designer, infosphere influencer, that's kind of cool. I want to see what that's all about. Or just an enthusiast who has mastered every vid game worth installing, you're a vid game connoisseur who can spot virtual creations without a second glance. Now that sounds awesome. I'm just saying, as a vid gamer myself. So right here, it says you have 2 attributes. One must be dexterity or intelligence, and the other one is a free attribute. Once again, awesome. And the last one is you are trained in computer skills and the vid game lore skill, which means that you know your vid games, so that's cool. And you get trained in computers, and you also get hologram skeptic, which will go ahead. Usually you have to be an expert in computers for this, but you apparently get it now when you are, if you get it through the background, you can just be trained in it. But excuse me. Either way, it says you easily spot tiny glitches and imperfections in holograms. Even if you aren't searching, you must attempt a check to disbelieve holograms and effects with the illusion and tech trait that normally require you to search or interact with them. So basically, it means that if I have hologram skeptic, I can actually roll a quick thing to find out or to disbelieve if it's a hologram or not. Normally, in order to figure out if something is a hologram, you would have to go ahead and interact with it and or search to see if it's really a hologram. So I like it. I like it. It's really cool. And yes, now that I think about it, I can flavor this to go ahead and be part of Pathfinder, like such as someone may cast a spell, and that's an illusion, and you can see through the illusion and whatnot. I guess I don't know, but yeah, it's always up to your DM. And I honestly, while I can definitely flavor it, I can bring up a reason to flavor it. I'm not so sure if I think this is right. So yeah, it is what it is. So trying to see everything else here. We kind of went through everything, and once again, I'm really digging this whole Starfinder Second Edition, especially since most of it, I'll say most of it, is actually compatible with Pathfinder 2. You can go back and forth. I actually want to go ahead and play an envoy type character in Pathfinder to see how it is. Now, obviously, I may not be using guns and stuff like that, so may have to go ahead and resort to the old-fashioned bow. Then again, guns are in Pathfinder. So this game right here, not only is it good for a brand new game of Starfinder in the actual space and all that good stuff, but now you actually have the ability to, now you just got what, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 brand new classes for Pathfinder. And on top of that, when you go ahead over to Pathfinder, just jump over to Pathfinder real quick. So this is the Pathfinder version of it. So now I could go over here and I have a whole host of different Pathfinder classes that I can play on Starfinder. So imagine a barbarian style character in Starfinder, a paladin in Starfinder. Yeah, the deities are there after all. Cleric, sorcerer, monk. Like I said, that's one of the reasons why the classes don't really kind of pile on top of each other, because they all kind of work. Imagine playing a soldier. Here, how about this? Let's make it even look better. There you go. Imagine playing this type of soldier in Pathfinder. Now, keep in mind that in Pathfinder, you may not have the armor that they have right here, but you can go ahead and wear the armor that you would find in Pathfinder. And on top of that, you could also go ahead and you level up like a soldier, though. It's so much going on here. Like, I'm really excited to go ahead and take a deep dive in this and see how it can affect both my Pathfinder and my Starfinder play. But let me know what you guys think of the Starfinder. I'm definitely excited for it. If you guys don't mind, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that like button. That like button only, 5 seconds of your time, but I am very appreciated. It helps my channel grow. You guys have a good night. I am out.